What's going on, guys? My name is Nick from metalogicdesign.com, and today we're going to be going over Google Ads keywords, each keyword match type, how to do keyword research, and the best practices for keywords. So if you don't want to miss this, stay tuned, and let's get into the video. So here we are. I have just created a new Google Ads campaign. What we're going to do is just kind of quickly breeze through the campaign setup and get into the meat and potatoes, which is the keywords and keywords match type. So to do that, what you're going to do is from the smart campaign or smart mode, you're going to go ahead and switch to expert mode down here by clicking this link. So switch to expert mode. What we can do here is create an account without a campaign. Billing, make sure your time zone is right. I am on the east side here. Currency, submit. Okay, let's go ahead and explore our account. So here we are, we're in our Google Ads account, so we can kind of go ahead and set things up, access the keyword planner, and just do a whole bunch of things that we could not do before. So let's go ahead and create a campaign. Yes, new campaign. Whatever your objective is, go ahead and select that. We normally do it for local service businesses, so I'm just going to go ahead and set it up how I know how to set it up. So leads, search. I'm going to skip all of this for now, just so I can get into here, keywords and ads. So within Google Ads, we have 3 keyword match types. We have broad match, phrase match, and exact match. And we also have negative keywords, which we will be getting into later in the video. So with broad match, phrase match, and exact match, we're going to be targeting the phrase putting green installation, and that way I can show you a real world example that we have using a client that we currently are working with. So let's go ahead and use putting green installation as our keyword. So if you target the phrase putting green installation and you are not followed, or it is not followed or preceded by quotation marks or brackets, what that lets Google know is, hey, I want to target this phrase as a broad match. So broad match keywords essentially target anything and everything related to your targeted keywords. So for putting green installation, you might show up for do-it-yourself putting green installation, Home Depot, artificial turf, canine turf. We've seen some crazy searches using broad match keywords with this phrase. So just a word of advice, if you are going to be using a broad match keyword in your campaign, you better have a list of negative keywords that you've already inputted into your campaigns to eliminate some unnecessary keywords that will show up when you do target the phrase using a broad match. So the next keyword match type is going to be phrase match, and that is going to be differentiated by quotation marks on either side of the keyword phrase, right? So what this lets Google know is, hey, I want to target the phrase putting green installation as like a phrase, right? So if I have putting green installation, I'm only going to show up for searches that contain the phrase altogether, putting green installation. So that does not eliminate any unnecessary searches, but it does eliminate a lot of them. And what this lets Google know is, hey, anything with it, I'll show up for. So I can have putting green installation near me. What is putting green installation? It's just a better keyword phrase to target if you are starting a campaign out from scratch. You will show up for related searches as well, but it won't be as crazy as broad match. And then from here, you can kind of go ahead and start aggregating a list of negative keywords. So then once you have that nice list of negative keywords, switch over into broad match and start making it rain. So from here, let's go ahead and go into exact keyword match types. So exact keyword match types are what it sounds like. Google will only be showing your ads if the user searches for putting green installation or a super close variant like putting green installation near me. These are really good to use if you kind of have a keyword. Let's say I'm targeting putting green installation, and the only keyword phrase that is converting is putting green installation near me, right? So if that's the only one that is converting, I probably want to target this as an exact match. We recommend not starting out your campaign with an exact match, as you probably won't be getting the searches you need to optimize your campaign right off the bat. It'll take a little bit more time to kind of get those searches through the door. So those are the 3 keyword match types. Let's go ahead and dive into how to do your keyword research. So for keyword research, we're going to be using Google Keyword Planner, as most people don't have access to other software for keyword research like SEMrush, Moz, Ahrefs. This is a really good place to start if you're just starting out or don't want to spend the extra cash for those platforms, right? If you do want a video on those platforms, let me know and I'll create a separate one for those there. So Google Keyword Planner, like I said, great place to start out. How to access it is you go into Tools and Settings, Planning, Keyword Planner. If you are on Smart Mode, you'll do the same thing, Tools and Settings, switch to Expert Mode, and then you'll go into Planning and Keyword Planner. So let's go ahead and dive into what Google Keyword Planner looks like and click Discover New Keywords. So let's do our putting green installation keyword that we were targeting earlier and click Get Results. If you do have a website and you kind of want an idea of where to start, you can go ahead and input your URL here and Google will actually give you a list of keywords that are related to the content on your website to start targeting. So for this example, again, putting green installation, get results. In Google Keyword Planner, you can see here the average monthly searches, the changes, the year-over-year changes, how high the competition is, as well as the top of page bid low and high. So these are the ranges of which your top of page bid is going to be found in between, right? And what you're going to do is we're just kind of scan here. You can add these into your keyword plan. I'll show you why that is important shortly. So let's do putting green installation. We can do residential putting green, artificial putting green installation, and sometimes cost can be a really good one. So let's go ahead and add putting green installation cost, right? And then we're going to be using these keywords and add them into keyword plan. So add keywords to create plan. And now those are in our keyword plan, right? In plan saved. Also too, forgot this step right here. So you can go and refine your keywords. So if you don't want any branded keywords, so if you are not a authorized seller of these keyword brand types like AstroTurf and other keyword brands, you can go ahead, deselect other brands, and they will not show up on your keyword planner. And you can see here we have 104 non-branded keyword phrases or keywords that we can go ahead and sort through. So that is a really good tool to use to kind of get your search terms down to a T. So now that we have selected 4 keywords, let's go ahead and go into forecast. So in forecast, you can only have access to this once you create a keyword plan. What you can do is Google will give you an estimate for how you perform in this month. So if we have next month, I'm recording this in March. So next month, Google says if I add all of these keywords, here's what my campaign will look like if I have a $30 daily budget for $900, right? 369 clicks, 3,400 impressions, my cost, click-through rates, cost per click. Down here, forecast over the year, you can kind of play around with it, see your impressions, cost, click-through rate, average cost per click, and see what that would look like year over year. Devices, you can see which devices will be best to target, right? So as you can see, mobile phones are taking over as they are everywhere in the world. So it'll show you the costs, the clicks, the impressions. You can go ahead and sort through each of these, as well as the locations of which these are popular keywords, right? So that is the Google forecast. And then let's go ahead and dive into negative keywords. Okay, so we have just covered how to do keyword research in the Google Keyword Planner, as well as how to create a plan and forecast the performance of that plan month over month, year over year. So now let's go ahead and dive into the negative keyword portion of the video by first establishing what negative keywords are. So negative keywords are keywords you want your ad to not appear for, right? So keywords are keyword phrases that appear in a user search that you do not want your ad to appear for. So what that means is, let's say, for example, someone searches for do-it-yourself putting green installation, right? So these are probably people who have already bought the carpets or bought the mats of turf, looking to do it themselves, looking for tutorials, or maybe they're even looking for the mats themselves, right? As a putting green installation company, I probably don't want my ads to search for someone looking how to do it themselves, right? Because I want to sell them the turf. I want to go in and install the turf for them. And that's how I make my money. And when my ad does appear for these relevant searches, right, and someone does click on them or doesn't click on them, it inadvertently not only kills my quality score, but it can also eat through my budget if people do search on it accidentally or search on it and don't even convert as they are not a high quality potential customer, right? So that is what negative keywords can do for your campaign. And to bring it full circle, if you have not already seen it yet, you can see match types help control which searches can trigger your ads. So yes, match types do matter for negative keywords. I'll give you an example here. So let's do what. So what is a keyword you probably want to eliminate from your ads I'm searching for, right? This very top of funnels, people are looking for what it is, probably how it works, right? So by doing a what as a broad match, you will never show up for a search that contains what in the search at all, right? So no matter where, what will appear in the search, if you have a negative keyword and you establish it as a broad match, your ad will never appear for that search. What is tricky though, and here's a pro tip, it only works if you have the exact word. So what is different from what, and that is different from what is, right? So if you have a keyword you want to eliminate from your search entirely, we do recommend adding every variation of that word. And next we'll continue here with the what is and what's. We'll get into phrase match, right? So phrase match, what is. So again, phrase match is telling people, hey, if this phrase appears in the search that someone conducts, eliminate my ad, right? Eliminate it. So let's say someone searches for what is putting green, or putting green what is, if someone wants to search for it that way. My ad will not appear for that as I'm telling Google, hey, I have what is as a negative phrase match. However, if you do have what is, right, without adding what's in what's with the little apostrophe, your ad will appear for, something that is like this. What's putting green installation, right? So you kind of get the gist. So that is how phrase match and broad match works. Exact match works kind of how it did in the search keyword part of the video here. So let's do what is putting green installation. So unlike installation. So unlike how it was for the search keywords, this will only eliminate the exact match search, right? So it is telling you, hey, if someone searches for what is putting green installation, I don't want to show up for it at all. Get rid of it, chop it. I'm not showing up for that. Another pro tip as well, this does not include misspellings. So if you have the keyword phrase, what is, and the keyword match type, what is, right, and someone searches for what is, you're going to show up for it. So again, be diligent when you make your negative keyword list. It does go a long way. It does improve your quality score. It does, kind of keep that budget tight. And what my favorite thing it does is it eliminates the unnecessary searches or eliminates the non-motivated buyers, right? So you kind of go deeper in the funnel as you eliminate, or as you add more keywords into your negative keyword list. Before we continue, if you do want a list of over 200 negative keywords that we have curated for free, click the link in the description below, go to our website, input your information, and download the list. Again, it's completely free. It's a list we wish we had when we first started, and I think it'll help you greatly. Let's go ahead and continue on to the next section of the video. So here we are in the real world examples of keywords. We are using, like I said, our current client who is advertising for putting green installation. I will blur out their information, obviously, as to respect their privacy, but I wanted you all to see the keywords that you would show up for with the different match types. So to get started here, I have the filters on, so it shows the match type broad match using the keyword putting green installation. So as you can see here, broad match, again, highly recommend do not start out your campaigns with broad match, as it could just, again, lead to wasted clicks, lowering your quality score. I recommend building up that negative keyword list or downloading ours to first start with before you show up for terms like this. So we have, again, putting green installations, what we're advertising, artificial turf for dogs, artificial turf for pets, astroturf, fake grass, fake lawn, pet turf, turf flooring, artificial turf for dogs again, buy astroturf, buy turf grass, pet turf, synthetic turf. Let's keep going here. Sim turf, making a putting green, outdoor turf soccer fields near me. That's exactly what we're looking for, right? No, I'm telling you again, do not start off a campaign with a broad match, okay? Let's go ahead and see what happens when I do a phrase match. So, match type, phrase match, and see what happens here. So, okay, the keyword changes a little bit, but I wanted you to see what happens, right? So when you search the term putting green, you can see here putting green will always appear in the search term. But again, other terms and phrases can appear before or after the word, right? So Tory Link's putting green, Camry putting green, golf putting green, making a putting green. As you do start your campaign and you do have these search terms to kind of sift through, you can really get a good idea of what you want to add and what you don't want to add as a negative keyword. So again, you probably don't want making a putting green. So what we do is you go here, select it, add as a negative keyword. It automatically gives you the exact match version of it. You can go here and do making, because you probably don't want anyone doing making, and then you would click save, right? So that is phrase match. I do not believe for this campaign we have exact match, but let's go ahead and give it a shot. Okay, these are exact matches to the keyword, but not the keyword phrase is not a exact match. So hopefully by now you do get the gist of how to use Google keyword match types and negative keywords. Let's go ahead and get into my 4 tips when you are first starting out in Google Ads. Before you guys go on your Google Ads journey, let me give you a few tips of advice, with one being that you are the master, not your audience. So be sure to include keywords that your audience is more likely to search for and not yourself. 2, remember to use a keyword research tool. If you don't have access to SEMrush, Ahrefs, or Moz, be sure to use the Google Keyword Planner that was in this video. 3, use negative keywords. If you need a jump start on your journey, click the link in the description below and go to our website, fill in your information, and get your free 200-word negative keyword list. And 4, when you have started and once you are getting search results, go through and sift. And when you add your negative keywords, test and optimize new keywords, right? As you get that negative keyword list bigger and bigger and bigger, go ahead and switch into your broad match keyword phrase. Or maybe if you're seeing the results, and you're only really converting for one term, make that term exact match and see what happens there. Test and optimize your campaigns to your best ability. That is it for today's video. My name is Nick, again, from metalogicdesign.com. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. And let me know what other videos you want us to make. I would love to, make videos that you actually want to see. Comment those in the comments below as well. And until next time, I'll see y'all later.